Hey there everybody, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Puborama, and in today's video, we will be breaking into the top 5 best picks for supercars in Grand Theft Auto Online. Now, the way we're going to be doing the top 5 is in categories. We're going to have the best vehicle for the price tag, we've got the best armored supercar, the best of lap time, top speed, and then for the number 1 position, the best of both. And what I mean by that is the best lap time and top speed combined to make the ultimate supercar. So make sure you stay tuned, and let's get straight into it. The first category we'll be breaking into for today's video is the budget buy, being the Zentorno. I personally love the Zentorno. This is a supercar that was added basically on release day of Grand Theft Auto Online. It's fast, it features incredible customization because Rockstar updated it, gave it some new liveries, new spoilers. The Zentorno is a vehicle that will still make people be like, what the heck is that, when it's driving down the road. And it is incredibly cheap, only $725,000. This makes it the 7th cheapest supercar in the game. And judging that it has a lap time placing it 33rd out of the 60 supercars, and it's very competitive with about the top 15, it also features a pretty good top speed of 122.25. So it's fairly fast, it's got a really good lap time, and it handles amazingly. The Zentorno is definitely the best budget buy in the game. As an honorable mention, if you want a slightly better supercar, you can pick up the Pegassi Tempesta. This does double the price tag at $1.3 million, but it is still one of the cheapest supercars in the game. It features a lap time which is 0.6 seconds faster, and while that may not sound like a lot on paper, that brings it from 33rd place to 21st. Personally, I think the Zentorno is better. That 0.6 seconds of lap time difference really isn't going to mean anything for the average driver, and I think it shows just how impressive the Zentorno is so many years later. We move on to the best armored supercar in the game, and this is a super easy decision for me to make. It is going to be the Ocelot Virtue. I talk about this car a lot on the channel, and you'll see me driving it quite a lot, just because it is such a good vehicle. First of all, the Virtue is fast. While it only features a top speed of 119 miles per hour, it completely makes up for that with the ridiculously good acceleration and fantastic cornering capabilities, making it the 14th fastest supercar on lap time. So yeah, don't let the top speed make this fool you. The car is very, very quick, and it's actually a blast to drive. The Virtue also features Amani Tech upgrades, which allow it to survive 10 homing missiles, 8 sticky bombs, and you can't lock onto it while driving because of the fact it has a missile lock-on jammer. So it has the robustness of an insurgent, but it has the speed of a supercar. It also has amazing customization, and I think it's one of the nicest looking vehicles that Rockstar has put into the game. There's only one real downside, and that is the price tag coming in at $2.98 million. And if you want to put Amani Tech upgrades on it, you're going to add in an additional probably $600,000, so you're probably looking up there of $3.5 million to get this vehicle fully upgraded. But there is a little bit of good news. If you do the first and last dose missions, you can get your hands on this vehicle for free. So if you haven't done those already, I would highly suggest to do so, because you're going to save yourself about $3 million on a brand new supercar. We move on to a category that some of you might find very tasty, and that is top speed. Now, there are 2 different vehicles we're going to be talking about when it comes to speed, and that is because if you're on newer generation consoles, you have access to HSW vehicles, and if you play on PC or older generation, you don't. So we're going to start off with the fastest non-HSW car in the game, and that would be the Torero XO. This is a $3 million supercar. This vehicle features fantastic customization, and I personally think it is one of the nicer looking supercars in the game. The Torero also features a pretty respectable lap time of 16th place. I'll be honest, when you're driving at 130, the handling is not great, and usually you're going to have to put on the brakes or you're going to crash. But it's still a very fun vehicle to drive. It looks great, and it's got so much acceleration. It's very fun to mess around with. Then we break into the Entity MT, which is the fastest vehicle if you have HSW. It can go at top speed of 151.25 miles per hour. And while that top speed is very impressive, you do need to keep in mind that it is the 23rd best supercar in lap time. Yeah, you heard that right. Unfortunately, Unfortunately, this vehicle just doesn't have the best handling out there. Plus, you need to spend $850,000 on the conversion at house to get it to this HSW version, plus the $2+ million you need to buy this vehicle to begin with. So you're actually going to spend more money than the Torero, and the Torero has better handling plus better acceleration. Personally, I'd just say get the Torero. But if you do want pure speed, the Entity HSW is the way to go. We break into lap time. Personally, I think lap time is much more important than top speed. It's good to have a mix of both, but usually it's much more fun to drive a vehicle that you actually don't worry about sliding off the road and dying in than the latter. So we're going to do the same thing we did before. We're going to talk about an HSW vehicle and its lap time, and we're also going to talk about a non-HSW vehicle depending on what console you play on. So let's start off with non-HSW, which is the Progen Emirates. This vehicle is a $2.7 million supercar featuring a pretty impressive lap time. And not only that, but it's got pretty good top speed as well, 126.75 miles per hour. So it's the 17th fastest supercar, and it's the best lap time on PC and previous gen consoles, and it's still third place even if you're comparing it to HSW cars. So the Emirates is an absolute beast. Yes, it is very expensive, but still it is 100% worth the price. It has great customization, and it's just such a good car to own. Then we break into our HSW car, and that is the weaponized Ignis. This vehicle is a house vehicle, and because of that, it has a lap time of 55 seconds, where the Emirates has 57 seconds. That's a huge difference in just 3 positions. Top speed is 145 miles per hour. So not only is this vehicle faster than the Emirates, but it also features better lap time by quite a bit. So if you do play on next generation console, I would highly recommend to pick up the weaponized Ignis over the Progen Emirates. If you're playing on PC like me, then pick up the Emirates. And now we break into the final category, which is my opinion for the best all-round supercar in the game. A vehicle that features good top speed, fantastic lap time, and even a little bit of protection. That place goes to the Turismo Imaggio. This is not a cheap vehicle, coming in at $2.8 million. However, I think it is absolutely worth the price tag. Why? Well, first of all, it has an incredibly good lap time. If you're playing on PC like me, it is the second fastest lap time, and only slightly beaten out by 0.1 seconds being the Emirates. So this vehicle is basically the same lap time as an Emirates. And that's really impressive when you realize that this vehicle only goes 122 miles per hour. It's actually one of the slower supercars, but it has such good grip and handling that you don't even notice. The vehicle is an absolute dream to drive. It has amazing customization going for it, fantastic liveries. In fact, I believe that this vehicle has some of the best livery options in the game. So it's all just S tier when it comes to customization. And the final absolute dub is the fact that this vehicle has Amani-Tech upgrades. Now, it's not what you think. It's not armor. You don't get bulletproof glass, but what you do get is a missile lock-on jammer. And honestly, that's still pretty nice. It means that there's an Oppressor Mark II or a jet flying in the sky, and the guy doesn't like the way you look, he can't just use a homing missile and take you out. You don't feature any armor or anything like that, but it is still really nice that you have some protection against homing missiles. So that is my list and preferred choices of the top 5 best supercars in the game for each respective category we just went over. Let me know if you agree. Let me know if you disagree. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.